Paul is 30 years old. He's been working the same job for several years now and makes about $50,000 annually. Paul is very responsible. He pays the rent, buys his own groceries, pays all the bills that's necessary. And while he gets by every month, he can't shake the feeling that he could be doing more with the little money he has left over. Paul later realizes something. His paycheck pays the bills, but it isn't helping him build the life he wants. The problem: Paul doesn't have time for a second job. Between work, commuting, errands, and trying to enjoy life, he's already exhausted. Some would say already cooked. So one day, Paul starts asking himself a question. What if there was another way? One evening, Paul is sitting at his mom's kitchen table. She's making coffee while Paul scrolls through his phone. Something on your mind, she asks? Paul shrugs. I don't know. I just feel like I'm working all the time and not really getting anywhere. His mom nods. You're paying your bills though, right? Yeah, Paul says. I'm paying my bills, but I feel like that's all I'm doing. He pauses. I make enough to survive. I just don't know if I'm building anything. His mom sits down right next to him. You think about getting a second job? Paul laughs. When? Between work and everything else? I'm already tired. For a moment, neither of them says anything. Then Paul says, I've been reading about investing. His mom raises her eyebrow. The stock market? Maybe. Or a savings account? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. His mom smiled. You don't need to figure it all out tonight. Paul nods, but one thought follows him all the way home. What happens if the next 5 years look exactly like the last 5 years? Later that evening, Paul is getting ready for dinner when his girlfriend arrives. The two of them are heading to a restaurant. As they're driving, Paul brings up what's been on his mind. I've been thinking about investing. His girlfriend looks over. Investing? Yeah, nothing crazy, maybe $100 a month. She thinks for a moment. That's actually not a bad idea. Paul laughs. I thought you were going to tell me to spend it on you. She laughs. Trust me, I like dinner dates, but I also like the idea of us having a better future. Paul smiles. The conversation moves on, but the idea doesn't. For the rest of the night, he keeps thinking about that $100. Not because it's a lot of money, because it represents a decision. The next day, Paul starts researching. At first, he considers a high-yield savings account. He thought to himself, it feels safe, it's simple, predictable, and obviously I'll have access to it whenever I need it. The money doesn't go up and down either. But then he starts reading about investing. What does he look at? The S&P 500, index funds, long-term investing. And at first, it sounds complicated. One person online says, buy this stock. Another person says, buy that stock. Someone else claims that they got rich overnight. The more Paul reads, the more confused he becomes. Then he comes across a simple idea. Instead of trying to get rich quickly, what if he just invested consistently? No gambling, no guessing, no chasing the hottest trends. Just $100 every month. So Paul makes a decision. He opens an investment account, aka a broker account, transfers his first $100 and buys an S&P 500 index fund. Then we wait. A week goes by, nothing exciting happens. And another week goes by, still nothing to run home about. The account isn't exploding higher. Nobody is calling him a financial genius. Life keeps moving. Work, bills, groceries, you name it. The same routine. Then payday arrives again, and Paul faces the real challenge. Investing a second $100 because the first $100 is easy. The second one is harder. Now there's an excuse, many excuses. I want to go to a concert. I want to do a weekend trip. I want to buy this new technology. They see a sale. Something always seems more important. But Paul invests a second $100 anyway, then a third, then a fourth, and so on and so forth. And eventually he's month after month. At this point, he's established a consistent behavior. As time goes on, Paul starts checking his account. Some days it's up, some days it's down. Sometimes he wonders if investing is even worth it. You see, there are moments when he thinks about stopping. After all, what's $100 really going to do? But every time he thinks about quitting, he remembers why he started. Not to get rich, not to impress anybody, not to become some finance expert. He started because he wanted to feel like he was moving forward. So he keeps investing month after month, year after year. Months turn into years. Slowly, something begins to change. Not just the account balance, But Paul changes. He starts thinking differently. Instead of spending every extra dollar immediately, he starts asking himself a question. Will this make my life better tomorrow? Or am I just buying something today? Without realizing it, Paul builds a habit that many people never build, the habit of paying himself first. And over time, that habit starts adding up. One evening, Paul and his girlfriend are sitting on the couch, looking at vacation destinations. Normally, these conversations end the same way. Maybe next year, but this time feels different. Paul opens his investment account. His girlfriend looks over. Wait, she pauses. Are you saying we can actually do this? Paul smiles. Yeah, I think we can. For the first time in years, the vacation isn't just a dream, it's a plan. A few months later, they're sitting on a beach together. No work emails, no alarm clocks, no rushing out the door, just enjoying the moment. Paul looks around, the ocean, the sunshine, the smile on his girlfriend's face, and he realizes something. The goal was never to become rich overnight. The goal was to finally feel like he was getting ahead. That simple decision to invest $100 a month didn't magically solve every problem. Paul still has bills like all of us do. He still goes to work like we all do. Life still happens, but now he feels different because he's no longer relying entirely on his paycheck to create the future he wants. When a vacation ends, Paul returns home. A few days later, he's back at work. Same building, same co-workers, same job, but something feels different. Paul is refreshed, he's motivated, and he's optimistic because for the first time in a long time, he feels like he's building something. And that's the lesson. You don't have to be rich to start investing. You don't need thousands of dollars. You don't need a second job. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to start, whether you're 25, 35, or even 36, 55. $100 a month may not seem like much today. But over time, it can become something much bigger. Not because it's a magic number, because consistency has a way of changing lives. Paul's life didn't change because he invested $100. His life changed because he made a decision to stop thinking only about today, a decision to start building for tomorrow. And that decision might be the one best investment he ever makes. If you enjoyed this story, let me know in the comments. Would you invest $100 a month if it meant building a better future?